you trying to do for real? For real.
Cosmic, psychedelic funk is what I came to do. Yep. Hi. I'm sold by funky. Hey. Sold by funky. Hi. I'm sold by cosmic soul. Hey.
What's going on, everybody? Yours truly, Dr. Takara Nicole, aka the Identity Architect, and you are in for a treat. You're in for a treat whenever you're in the lounge. This is the Authors Authority Lounge, and this is the official, let me say it again, the official show for TV show for authors. I get tongue twisted because there's no show out here like what we're doing. So the Authors Authority Lounge is exclusively for authors, those who kind of dibble dabble in the creative arts. We allow them to come to the show as well. But today we have an author in the house. But before we go to the author, who are you?
My name is Nicole Lewis. I am also a co-host of the Authors Authority Lounge, and welcome to our show.
Yes, you are in his house. So one of the biggest things that we absolutely love about authors is finding other authors that are doing amazing work that need to be highlighted. So Nicole and I were minding our own book business, and we ran into this amazing gem, and you guys are going to meet her, and you're going to see exactly why she is who she is. Cheyanne Fox, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yes, we're super excited to get into your book and all the things. So we were at an event for Native Omaha Days, and we met you, and it was just so amazing to hear about your journey. But now you're here to share it with the people. So tell everybody a little bit about your book and what inspired you to write this book.
Okay. Well, so I love poetry. Poetry has just always been something that I've leaned into as a way of expression. You know, I feel like you always have a lot of emotions, big feelings and stuff like that. And when I was younger, I didn't always know how to tell people how I felt, but I knew how to describe it in not a very linear ways, and poetry worked for me in that way. So I just always wrote poetry. And then, oh my gosh, it's such a funny story. There was this guy that I had a big crush on. And I didn't know if he liked me back. I was 17 and I started writing poetry about it. I was in my Kia Optima. At the time I was in Baltimore, Maryland. I was in my Kia and I was writing poems, and I was like, man, this makes me think of like picking petals. Like, does he love me or does he love me not? Like where my mind was going. And I was like, that would be an amazing title for a book. And I was 17 at the time, and I didn't think anything of it, but I always kept in my notes on my iPhone a picking petals like folder. And as time went on and I wrote stuff, I just throw it into the folder. I didn't think anything of it. But earlier this year, I was like, I should look back over that, because I had over 100 poems in there, and I was like, I'm just gonna go in there and pick my favorites and just try something with it. Like, let me see something through. And yeah, that's how Picking Petals came about. And the artwork from it just came from whatever I felt from the poem. I just drew, and I threw it together on Kindle and was able to publish it. So yeah.
Amazing. That is amazing. And I love the fact that you had talked about, you just picked your favorites, which means that you have some other books that's coming out.
That's right. I was like, yes, for the volumes. Yes, that's what see, that's why she's the co-host. That's what I'm talking about. So can you show us your book a little bit?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is like the author's copy.
Yeah.
But so this is some of my book. We get into just some of the artwork on there. It's a lot of line work.
That's neat.
I didn't want it to take away from the actual book itself. So I wanted to kind of go with what I was drawing or what I was talking about.
That's really cool. I've never seen a book like that. Have you?
I have not. Most of the time when I see poetry books, they're usually saying black and white, but I love the color.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I
color
love the
matters.
colors.
Yes.
It does something with like your spirit. It kind of just energizes you to see the color, and then it drives you to see the words. So we know that these are some of your favorites. What is like the favorite that you want to read to us?
That was a really hard one to pick. I can't lie.
It always is.
I have this one right here, and on the top of each page, it's just like just a little saying to go with it. And the top of this one says, "Let's just love." And the idea of this is just leaning into just that unconditional love that you have with someone.
That's good.
You know, we all have the things that we carry that make us imperfect people, you know, and that's just something that we deal with throughout life. I really think that mistakes teach us so much about ourselves, and they're just great learning points. So it's important when you're with someone to see where like they have their opportunity for growth through their mistakes. So you really do need to love them through that. Love is it's such a big driver in people actually learning from their mistakes as well. Because when you're extremely judgmental, it can be really difficult to grow through that. It's kind of like really dense soil.
Ooh,
When
that's
you have
good.
like nice moist, when you good moisture in your soil and it has good nutrients, you can grow through it. You know what I mean? So
You teaching, girl.
just a little something, something. But yes, this one right here, this one is I would say this one's my favorite.
Do you mind reading it for us?
Yes. I see you, he says to me, as our spirits intertwine, a brilliant masterpiece in the sheets of you and I. My feet walk to your footprints, our hands locked, aligned. We are a unit, moving at the same speed and time. So he sees me for who I am, as we walk the same pace, loving one another, thankful for his grace. I see you, he says to me, his words like thunder's cry, booming in my ears, watering my life. His storm is where I pray, my sun gives him light. Together we make harmony, love and purest might.
Woo!
Man.
That's deep.
So I'm going to say how that impacted me and what I seen. I seen somebody reading that at their wedding for their vows
Yes.
because it's that powerful.
Yes.
Just, and it's very visual. So I definitely see that as something, just something to think about, being able to offer something like that, or your book for those that are getting married. So I also officiate weddings.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
That's why she is insane. She heard it. She picked it up.
Yeah, and so it was just that's a book that I would pick up and give to a couple.
That's
Wow.
good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So just wanted to let you know that is powerful, and definitely I look forward to the rest of your poetry.
Same. So
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I made another fan. I'm so excited.
Listen, we became fans of you the day we met you. So it was just organically meant to be. One of the questions I always ask people is, so how long have you been writing?
Oh, since I can remember. Since I can remember, honestly, I am just a creative through and through. And my personality type, I go into my own world. And when I was younger, the circumstances that I was in, it was really difficult. And my own world was my safe place.
Yeah.
And I just remember always going to that place when I was going through something or I was feeling things and I couldn't explain it, or just, you know, when you can't control the world around you, because when you're a child, you know, you're really, a lot is out of your hands.
Yeah.
And so that place is where I went. I remember as young as like 4, you know, just drawing and like learning how to write things. But I was writing music. I think the first song that I wrote, I was like 7. So, and that led into the poetry. And I started really getting into like books in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And then I remember I had an English teacher in middle school, and she was like, you should write something for Chicken Soup for the Soul. And she really inspired me because she made me see like that I could describe something in a very like poetic way with a lot of like not too many words, but enough to make you visualize it.
Right.
And yeah, I think that was just like a battery pack in my back, and I've been writing since. So
That's amazing. And it's interesting that you said that a teacher inspired you, because there's a conversation I had with my husband, who's also a writer, and he had that same experience Me, on the other hand, I wasn't in school enough to be inspired. My education was really shaky, and I was so scared to write a book because I'm like, my English ain't good, my punctuation ain't good. Don't ask me to spell something. And to hear that you were inspired very early on, and that's how you coped with life struggles, and that's how you coped with the chaos around, is amazing, because I think people need a new outlet
For sure.
other than what they're doing right now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it's interesting. I can relate to your story because I started writing at 7, and my English teacher in the 7th grade was the one who was like, "I think you have something here," and she really challenged me to use the thesaurus. Now I was using it the wrong way, but
I mean, you got to learn from somewhere, right? You got to start somewhere. Like, that's one thing I always say. Like, sometimes even, with what you're saying, like, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't even know how, like, those little things, like, make our stories unique. Like, it makes us
Exactly.
special. Like,
Definitely.
you know what I mean? But continue. I'm sorry.
no, you're
No,
good.
that's good.
No, it's just that inspiration, and we all get it from different places. So
Yeah.
it was interesting to hear that you had the same experience with the English teacher. And when I go back and I think of like just writing, I remember I don't like the red. It used to make me feel uncomfortable, and back then the teachers had the red pens and they had like all the signs that meant like rewrite, like the little sign and the equal signs and the lower. I was like, this looks like the sea of red. I don't even want to touch this. But it's that guidance, like you say, and it's that inspiration.
Yeah.
Is poetry like a place of therapy for you too?
I think that when I was younger, yes. As I've gotten older, it's become more of like how I tell a story. Because I found ways of where I like cope differently that kind of match me in like the season that I'm in, like really meeting myself where I'm at.
That's beautiful.
And then stuff comes from that, and that's where like the poetry comes from. So learning to be still, and learning to really like emotional regulation is really important. And I let the emotions teach me something instead of being determiners of my life. And so through that, I'm like, I have created stories that and beliefs about myself and the world around me, and it turns into poetry. So,
That's good.
Yeah. I think we are in a state in not just our culture, our country, where we need that space.
yeah.
And to hear that it's as a space where you're revealing what you've learned about yourself, that is such a powerful impact, because you never know the impact that it's going to make on somebody else,
Yeah.
especially if you're able to be a storyteller. And we live in a space of rhythm. So I also heard that you also have done lyrics for songs and stuff like that. So you already have a natural rhythm. Just as you were reading, there's a natural rhythm. So it speaks beyond just the words itself. It speaks to the rhythm of the spirit that actually happens as well. So
That's deep. That's really deep. I never thought of it like that. That was really beautiful. Yeah, I love music. That's, that is something that I leaned into. Just that's everything for me. And singing and writing lyrics and like being able to express in that way definitely also brings something out of you, because a lot of times we go through things in life and we just do not have the words. And I think that it's a big misconception that we should always have to communicate those out and be able to indicate them in the moment. A lot of times we need the time to sit back and feel them and try to figure out what the meaning of them is. And that's the rhythm that you experience. It's in your body. One thing, I'm really interested in psychology. It is my bachelor's degree.
Oh, wow.
And the body holds so much memory. And the
Yes.
body has a rhythm too. Your heart has a rhythm, your blood has a rhythm, everything has a rhythm. It's moving constantly.
Yeah.
And taking time to step back and be in your body, I think music does that for a lot of people. It allows for them to like really be in their essence and you know, poetry is another thing that kind of like having that rhythm to it too. You're able to kind of tell a story without it being like in your face. It's very much just like a feeling. You can't put a name to it necessarily, but it's just a feeling. It's an experience in the room that you have, and that's definitely something that I lean into um, because it makes me feel good to be around people that just have that energy to them, you know. So for sure, that was really powerful what you said, though.
Yeah, definitely. I think I would love for you to come. We do pop up with a pen,
Yeah.
and it's just a space for authors to just. Sometimes we just need that space to
Yeah.
just write, to give ourselves permission to pause for a moment. And we definitely would love to have you on our authors happy hour as well, which is all things authorship. Kind of goes hand in hand with what we do here on our show. It's just a space for us to talk about the ins and the outs of what it means to be an author and going beyond the book. Because once you have it in hand, now you can do, like I was talking about, taking it to weddings, and now you're reading at a wedding. Like, people would be like, I don't know, why would I do something like that? That don't even make sense. I'm an author. But there's so much more to it than just the physical book. And I just see so much more coming from your work
For sure.
than just words on paper. Does that make
Absolutely.
sense?
Yeah, I appreciate that so much. It's funny because when I went to when I finished putting it together, I was talking to God, and He was like, "Don't promote this book." I have not posted anything about like the book on my social media. All I have is just in my bio the link,
Wow.
and um, I just was like, whenever the proper timing is, that is when I'll like talk about the book and get more into it. But because it's personal, you know, I wanted it to come from a very authentic place. And as much as I love content creating, I love social media, but I wanted this to be like a special experience. So just letting like God guide me through it, and you know, when opportunities present itself, like the opportunity that we had, that was an amazing time, and it was freaky how that stuff fell. It was like you said something, and the stuff just fell in the back like that, and we were like, oh, yeah, we know what that means.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but yeah, this I my goal with it honestly is that people are able to just relate. I think that, like you said, like we are a culture right now that leans a lot into the things that make us feel good. There's a lot of dopamine, there's a lot of things that make us feel good, but sometimes it desensitizes us and doesn't equip us to get through those hardships.
Yes.
And like I said, mistakes teach us a lot. And resilience and endurance creates a sense of self-trust and self-love that although passion can give you, it's deeper than that. It's like I know that no matter what life throws at me, I'm going to get up. And I think having more people around that talk about these things and are just more open about it really inspires people to, in their situation right where they're at, to be like, you know, I can get up and I can like actually like make this work for me. Like this isn't the end of my story. This is just the beginning, no matter where I'm at, how old I am, how bad the situation looks,
Right.
you know, whether I'm a parent or whether I have money or no money, like it doesn't matter. Like it's a part of the story. It's just the process. Like and so this book is my process from 17 to 25. And the next book will be my process from 25 to whenever I finish this next one. But just everything that I've learned looking back, and I'm just excited to see what happens. You know, I'm definitely a go with the flow when it comes to like my work, and I want it to be really intentional. So,
Definitely. I love how simple the cover is, but how bold the cover is.
Yeah.
And it just kind of draws you in. And the expectation when you pick up a book like this is that it's going to be black and white through and through. And you open it up to color, to feeling, to emotion. And so I see the intention put into it. I can definitely see this, you know, in a gift basket, like something that you give somebody
For sure.
when you feel like, okay, they're maybe going through something and they just need some inspiration. They just need some love poured onto them.
Yeah.
I can definitely see this being that space
For
for
sure.
people. So.
I would love that. I really would.
So when we talk about writing music, what does that look like for you?
Ooh, I freestyle a lot.
Okay.
That's what my social media is, a lot of just like me, just like singing on top of something. But as I'm singing, I come up
cool.
with like ideas from it. And then I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I like this. And then I build off of it. Or like if a beat that I'm listening to has like a title, I will build lyrics based off of the title.
Wow.
And so, yeah, my songwriting really comes from a place of like, okay, what am I experiencing? And then what sticks?
Yeah.
What am I experiencing? What sticks to me? And then I write based off of that. It can go anywhere.
Mm.
Sometimes I'm feeling real lovey. Sometimes I'm feeling a little sad. Sometimes I'm feeling, a little just like I want to try something and just get out there. Let me throw some random stuff together and let's just see what happens.
Wow.
But yeah, it can go anywhere.
That's pretty dope. And
Wow.
and to be able to have that boldness to just be out there and share, because there's a lot of people who get stuck in that place where they're like, should I or shouldn't I? You're like, look, we're gonna throw this out here and see what comes back to us.
Yeah.
So with music writing, is that something that brings you a lot of peace and joy too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anything creating, like even cooking. I love cooking. Like yes, anything that has to do with like making something. That is something that just makes me feel like I don't know how to even describe it. I feel like myself. And yeah, singing and live music. I love to create live
Okay.
music with. Yes, I had a band that I was with some years ago in Maryland, and we did like
Oh, very cool.
we just made music, and
Yeah.
it's just a good feeling. Like
Okay.
you know what I mean? But yeah, I just anything creating, but the songwriting is definitely a favorite.
So you really may be Alicia Keys' cousin. Maybe there's some relation there in the family after. I mean, you
I don't
look
know.
like her. You creative like her. I mean,
Yeah.
just saying.
No, she was a big inspiration. I started playing the keyboard because of her.
Wow.
But her music, funny enough, is what got me through a lot. So she is actually a big inspiration of mine. Alicia Keys, Brandy,
Yeah.
Monica, Jasmine Sullivan. I even listened to some country growing up, but a lot of just R&B, soul, because it's just something about the way it sounds.
Yeah.
Like, the way you can just use your voice. Your voice can almost sound like an instrument.
For sure.
Definitely.
And I just loved it. So yeah, she was definitely a big inspiration.
Do you perform here locally at all?
Not yet. I'd like to. I'm, getting
Okay.
out into those spaces,
Like you're thinking.
and just kind of like I was at Noma's on Wednesday night, and just getting in those spaces.
Yeah.
Right now, I just will sit and I will draw. I like to do like sketching, just whatever I see in my free time, just to keep my skills nice. But
Amazing.
well, I'll write in my book. I have a book that I'm going to finish this book. I'm going to then the whole notebook will be done. So seeing that I'm already like way over halfway, it kind of like inspires me to keep writing in it.
Sure.
But yeah, just like being around the spaces, talking to people, getting to know people, we'll see what happens. I would love to though, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. So we don't have to.
We got it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna share here because they're gonna have to see it. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
we got you though. But, yeah. So tell people where they can find your book.
Yes, so if you go on Amazon and you look up Picking Petals, you can look up Picking Petals by Cheyanne Fox, and you'll find it right on there.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's $13. And yeah, I'd love for you guys to buy my book, leave a review, let me know how you like it.
Right.
I want to get some good feedback,
Right.
So yeah.
Are you ready to start vending at places?
So that's where I want to learn more, is like more of the technical business thing. I'm just kind of like, let me know what to bring.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I'm open to anything. I'm just in a place where I'm like, I'm ready to put myself out there because I feel very secure where I'm at now, and like in who I am as like an artist and like a creative person. So I'm like, hey, wherever you want to go, like I'm ready. So
Oh,
yeah, that's the season that I'm in.
we're gonna have to bring her in on the fold then.
Oh, for sure. So how
Yeah.
can people keep up with you?
Social media,
Okay.
100% social media. I'm a very responsive person on there too. So if you have any questions or anything like that, you can, hit me up. My social media is Cheyanne, so CHVYANNE, and then FOX is my last name. That's for like my TikTok and stuff. But,
Okay. So you're on Facebook, TikTok, IG? Okay.
Yeah.
By that name?
Yep, by that name.
Perfect.
My Instagram is the only one that is just Cheyanne.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got about 2 minutes left. What would you tell someone that is kind of wanting to express themselves creatively but feels stuck?
I think you should dig into why you feel stuck. I think that's an important thing to lean into because I used to feel stuck because I couldn't stop comparing myself. And I would go online and I would see everyone else and I'm like, I can't do that.
Ooh.
I'm not like that.
Yeah.
And when I started to realize, oh, I need to build up my trust in myself and my abilities, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put something out there. And we're gonna see. I had like 2 likes on TikTok, and now I have like 100. And to me, that's progress because
Yes.
I started off with 2,
Yeah.
and I just made a TikTok maybe a few months ago.
Okay.
And to me, I was scared. I was
Yeah.
scared to put myself out there. There is like a real fear of like being out there and people
sure.
seeing you because you don't know how people are gonna respond.
Yeah.
But I was able to look into myself in that. And I say anyone that is, worried about putting things out there, you gotta let the universe, you gotta let the world know like that you want that and just make a step, just one step, an easy one, make it realistic, just a post, one post, or just do something once a day that makes you feel more comfortable. Like maybe let a friend know, just ease into it. But for sure, like I say still do something. Put your foot out there, see what happens. You never know.
Yeah. I love that. I love that idea of just do. Just do.
Yeah.
Because I think we're in such a space in society that everybody's like, well, if I put myself out there, I'll be trolled or I'll be this or somebody's going to say that or somebody's going to say this. But I think that's important to just do.
And that's just the worst that could happen. If you're thinking about the worst, you ain't thinking about the best. You gotta be more realistic with yourself. Like someone might disagree, but someone could agree. So you gotta open up your mind to possibilities for sure, because you put yourself in a box and confine yourself when you judge yourself too harshly. You're always gonna have critics. But
And that's
yeah.
it. And that's how we're going to wrap up the show. This has been another episode of the Authors Authority Lounge, the official TV show for authors. So stay tuned for what we have coming next right here. See you guys later.
What you trying to do for real? For real.
Cosmic psychedelic funk is what I came to do. Yep.